Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Good evening from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are listening to us from. For those of you who are watching us, welcome to the show. And if this is your first time joining me on this program, I want you to please like and share this broadcast because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that we have to deliver today. So we're streaming on multiple platforms, over 20 platforms at the moment. Some of you can just hear the voice and some of you can see us. So it's a blessed day to be alive today. Here's the reason why. Because so many people went to bed last night having plans for today, but unfortunately, they couldn't see daylight. Some died in their sleep. Some woke up and walked all the way to the bathroom. And on their way back, they slumped and they died. But you can hear me today. You can see me. Why? Because you are blessed with a powerful gift, with one of the best gifts ever, which is the gift of life. So I want you to place your hand on your chest this moment because you can watch me, you can see me. Place your hand on your chest and repeat this after me. Say, God, I thank you for the gift of life. Yes, I'm absolutely excited to be here today, and I have a guest who will be sharing some knowledge, some experience. And I know that the experience she has will be favorable to a lot of people. It will be beneficial to you who's listening to me. So please remember, like and share this broadcast. And before I bring our guest for today, I want to talk about something I know would hit the core of your soul. And before I get into it, I have a question I want to ask you who's listening to me right now. I don't know where you're listening to me from. I don't know where you're watching me from. But here's the question I have for you today. It's a powerful question. It's a thought-provoking question. Mm-hmm. I want you to search your soul, search everything, search your mind, everything around you. And my question is, what was your greatest failure this week? I know it's easy for us to remember the things that did not go well for us. It's easier to remember bad things than to remember good things. That's life generally. So what are those things that did not go well for you this week? Think about it for a second. Did you allow those failures to define you? Here's what a lot of people fail to realize is that the major cause of depression is when you dwell on the things that have happened to you in the past. And here's what causes anxiety when you focus so much on the things that are yet to happen. But my question again is, what were those things, those major failures that you experienced this week? I've got good news for you. I want you to know that failure is a good thing. I want to change your ideology right now. And I want you to please focus, pay attention. This is very important. It is important to me, and I expect that it is also going to do something for you, something magical. Now, I want you to see failure from this moment as a blessing in disguise. Why am I saying this? That's because when I started my personal development journey, I was just like so many others out there who would dwell on the negative side, on the failures, who would feel bad all the time whenever things don't go my way. But when I started my personal development journey, I realized that failure is a sign of work in progress. Why? Because if you do not take action, if you are not working on something, on a project, on a goal, are you going to fail? But when you are working on something for the very first time, you're bound to fail. So when you fail, don't see it as a bad thing, but see it as a sign of work in progress, because it gives you experience. You learn from it. Some time ago, I talked to my kids about this same thing. I said, what will you do if you fail at something? And one of them said, I'll feel really bad. And I said, no, you don't have to feel bad, because you would fail when you are learning. But the greatest challenge or the greatest problem you would encounter after that failure is when you give up. Because this world is built, this world was created in a way that we would learn from mistakes. So if you don't make those mistakes, you will never learn. That's how the world was created. And I want you to change the way you see failure. It happens for a reason. Okay? Failure happens for a reason. Don't sweat it. Whatever you are seeking is seeking you. Failure is part of character building. That's the only way you can learn. There's so many people out there who have been procrastinating because they're scared. I know so many people who are very anxious. They want to start a podcast, but they're shy. They feel, it has to be perfect before they start. They're scared to fail. But here's what my communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, would always remind us. He said, you must get started to be great. You don't have to be great to get started. No, you do not have to be great to get started. But you must get started for you to be great. And failure is part of it. Your first video is not going to be too good, but you have to do it, right? The first book you would ever write will not be the best. That's it. You will not be the best on the first day of any job you just get into. But trust me, after recording 100 episodes, the 100th one will be better than the first one. So, but how do you get to the 100th recording? You have to start from somewhere. You have to start, make your mistakes, and keep going. And the truth about the whole thing is that your followers, your audience, are even more interested in your journey. People want to watch people grow. They want to be part of your story. They want to be part of your life journey. They want to see the human in you. So when you ask yourself, have I done badly this week? Oh, yes, it's possible. Don't let it break you, but instead, see it as a sign of work in progress. I want you to think about this. I don't know what you know about yourself, you who's listening to me right now. I don't even know what the people around you know about you. But here's what I know for sure about you is that you are an abode of greatness. Yes, that's who you are, an abode of greatness. And always remember that today is the first day of the rest of your life. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember, like and share this broadcast. My goal is to help people move from where they are to where they want to be. Could be either in your career, your business, your personal life. And that's why we bring in the best of the best. Come in and share their knowledge, share their experience so that they can help you in that journey. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our guest for today. She is based here in Georgia. Let me bring her up. She's based here in Georgia. Her name is LaTrenda George.
Thank
LaTrenda
you.
is an author, she is an executive recruiter, and a transformational coach, specializing in spiritual coaching and mentoring. She's also a certified mind, body, and soul practitioner and facilitator. She brings 11 years, over a decade, 11 years of experience to the table on programming her clients from past challenges and teaching them how to live from within. I told you, we bring in the best of the best, people who can help you. And not just that, she inspires and empowers others to act on their deepest desires. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want you to join me as I welcome to the stage no other person but this powerful, this great experienced lady, LaTrenda George. LaTrenda, thank you so much for joining me on the program.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you for that warm welcome.
Wow, it's a pleasure. I'm actually happy you were able to take out time from your busy schedule to join us today. And I know my audience will benefit from your experience, not just my audience. Personally, I shared something with you, my experience. At some point, I started a staffing company, but
Mhm.
for some reasons, I just couldn't pull through on that. So, with your experience, I know I'll be able to learn one or two nuggets that would help me. You can even become my coach. So, let's get started, LaTrenda. Welcome again.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. So, now I see you like to talk about a growth mindset. And I get so excited when I
Mhm.
have people who enjoy talking about growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So can you please share with us what's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset?
Yes, Dr. John, one of the things that I know is individuals with a growth mindset, when you define it, they believe their intelligence, their abilities, and talents can be cultivated. Okay, they can grow, they become smarter, can become more skilled, more capable through time with an effort.
Right.
Versus a person who has a more fixed mindset, they come from analogy and believe that all those things I listed, intelligence, ability, talents, all come from innate. So it's those statements as in, well, I wasn't born a leader, right? Because I'm fixed. I'm fixed
Right.
that my weakness is permanent. I'm just weak in
Right.
those things. But a person of a growth mindset, there's some of the terminology that's different. They're like, well, if they find something that's their weakness, they're like, I think I can figure it out.
Right.
I just need more practice. Maybe I'll do
Mhm.
better next time. And, a person with that fixed mindset, they're more like, I'm not a natural leader. I'm
Yeah.
not an organized person. Public speaking isn't my thing. I
Right.
just can't do it. So those two different things really can turn how you can expand your mind, right? How you can
Right.
expand and what you can accomplish in life. So I
Right.
love talking about that because the mindset is usually why you're there. And when you want to go there, how do you get there? You have to have a
E- e-
change of mindset.
Exactly. That's correct. I completely agree with you on that. And thank you for sharing. Now this takes me back to so many years ago when I used to be a very shy person.
Yeah.
Whenever I attended public gatherings, public functions, I always wanted to like sit at the back of the room so that I would not be called upon for any reason, right? And I had that mentality that I would never be able to stand on the stage to speak. And today that's different. I enjoy speaking now. Everywhere I
Mhm.
go, I want to speak. I am microphone hungry. And there's so many people like that out there who are stuck with their limiting beliefs, right? So how can one develop that growth mindset that would help them move from where they are, you know, circled with limiting beliefs? How can they develop that growth mindset to help them move from where they are to where they would love to be?
And that's why personal development is so important, to take time to get expose yourself. It's just listen to one Les Brown tape or listen to someone else who went through that journey. I used to be a shy person, you know. I didn't
Really?
I didn't sit in the back room. I chose to sit close to the room because I knew she was gonna go pick on the people in the back who didn't want to be seen. So that was my thing. I would sit close because I think, okay, she's gonna look see who's trying to hide. But one of those things is, when you it's usually when you bring a shy person out or a person who doesn't want to sing, like we have, fear of exposure.
Right.
That's either because we don't feel that our value, that we're
Hmm.
worthy enough, or we're skilled enough to share. But usually in life, something would happen if you're, headed towards that stage, if you're headed on that podcast, anywhere where you're going to be seen, something would happen that it would cause so much compassion in you that all those fears basically melt away. You just go for it. So one of
Yes.
the things I would tell people to just expose yourself to those people who are doing what you feel you would want to do, or just listen to them because usually those fears you have, they don't exist,
Right.
right?
I agree with you on that.
We all come with some talents and skills. We all have a path. We all have something to share. It's just like when you're, standing in line in the grocery store and you meet someone, you end up having this wonderful conversation. And it's just the one of you, but you had something to share. You had something to give. And I think that if you're feeling kind of shy, really dig in what is making, did someone say something to you? Because a lot of times it was someone said something to you, or you felt that you wasn't able to share as a child. Some of us grew up in households where only the adults speak, the children just listen.
Yeah.
And so that can cause us to, because I went on that. I was a middle child, and, I didn't want to rock the boat kind of thing. I wanted to be the good one in the middle.
Yeah.
And so I pulled back a lot of bit. But when I got older and I went through some things and moved into leadership and roles and positions, I realized that the people who spoke up in corporate America is the one who got promoted, right? The ones that
Oh
shared
yeah.
their ideas. And so I think you really have to go ahead, give it a try. Try something different. That's that growth mindset. If
Hmm.
you're the kind of person, just try it, see how I feel. You realize, oh my God, that wasn't bad after all.
Yes. Leaders are speakers.
Yes. Yes. That is so true. And so I think it's being comfortable with yourself. Really take a look in the mirror and say, why am I pulling back for this?
Hmm.
What is it? You really have to take a hard look at yourself and really dive deep within to see, and you know what? This one day, just go do it. Like sometimes, like just go do something crazy. Just do something free, right?
Yeah, and sometimes it could be so challenging to
Mhm.
even because my level, my type of shyness that I struggled with was an intense one. I really challenging to even go to places. It limited my whole life. It puts like a limit to the things I could accomplish. And I know there's somebody out there right now who's listening to us
Mhm.
who is also going through the same thing. And that person feels it's almost impossible for them to break out of that shyness. What do you think about signing up for like a program, you know,
Yes,
that can help them get through that process? What do you think about that?
I think it's very important to sign up in a program where people can relate to you. Um,
Yes.
I know I tried Toastmasters once, and I think it's the chapter. So sometimes you like if you try something like Toastmaster, it may be the chapter is not a good fit for you. You may need to find another chapter.
Right.
It's being around those individuals who understand your story that could come from a non-judgmental space, and you may be working with a coach or some type of mentor. Um,
Mhm.
it may be your organization, your faith-based organizations. I know in church, you have a lot of programs. They have a whole bunch of things that you can
Yes.
volunteer and
Yes.
really work on your public speaking skills, right? Um, but it's being comfortable to and being open to those programs.
That,
You'll find
yeah.
some.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just saying you could be a part of a community with other individuals who may be going through the same thing, right? And so you don't feel like it's just you, the oddball out here that has this fear. When you're around a whole bunch of other people that's, we're all going to accomplish this together. We're all going to come out this shell. We're all going to find out what these challenges is and work through these challenges together as a team.
Mhm.
It's really wonderful.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that because that helped me.
Hmm.
You know, when I made up my mind, it starts with a decision, overcoming that fixed mindset and embracing the growth mindset. It starts with just one major decision to say, hey, it is my time to step away from where I am to where I would like to be. And when I made that decision, I decided to join a program, sign up for a program, a mentorship program, you know, where I had like-minded people, people who would encourage me instead of trying to discourage me, right? So I think it's very important for anybody who's trying to step into the growth mindset to find a mentor, like you mentioned, find a mentor, find a coach. And these days, it could be pretty expensive. So, how can people overcome that part of
Well, you could tune in to the morale booster because you got the answers right here. It's so much information. I mean, with the internet being out here, it's so much information out here.
it?
It's
Right,
so much you have access to right at your fingertips to do that. And what you can do, what I used to do? One of the things that I enjoy is if you have Zoom, you can have a free Zoom account and you
right.
could just practice, record yourself
Wow.
and practice, right? And then you can listen to yourself and realize how it really is easy when it's just you and the camera.
Yes.
And basically, that's what it is virtually. I mean, you have one person here, even though right now we're being seen about millions of people can see us.
Right.
But right now, it's just me and you having a conversation, sharing our wisdom to help others on their path.
Exactly.
And if
You
you
know, yeah,
go
go
ahead,
ahead. Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
if you always look at when you're speaking, a lot of times the fear comes in or just being seen, like we're here today, it comes in from you're constantly thinking what other people are thinking.
Hmm.
So they're thinking from what you're going to give to others that can help them on the path. So we're more focused on ourselves and what they're
Right.
thinking and what's going through their mindset and who's looking at us this way and who's looking at us that way. But if
Right.
you come from the point from your heart that I'm here to give a service, I'm here because someone needs to hear my experience and what I know because I want to help others.
Right.
And so that really takes yourself off the focus of yourself and you put you in a more of a servant role and it comes from the heart and more people are drawn to you, more people want to be involved with you as you share your story and connect with your audience.
Wow, that's true. I agree with you on that. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, like and share this broadcast. We just talked about having a mentor being something that could be very pricey sometimes, but there are people out there that are willing to support you without even charging you. Like the information she is providing here right now, if a major company invites her to come and share the same information, she will charge them big thousands of dollars. But the internet has made things a lot easier. The world is now a global village where you can easily get information on the internet, right? So there should be no excuse at this stage. What do you think about that?
It's no excuse because even books, you can do all your books. I mean, if you have a membership to Kindle, you can download books. Sometimes you just find free audiobooks with so much information out there. It's so much out there. It's just taking that first step. Listen to that first thing,
Yes. Yes.
right? It's going to say what I'm going to do today for 5 minutes, because I know people, they time conscious, right? I don't have time. I want to do this, but I don't have.
Yes.
You have time for what you want to make time for.
Absolutely.
And it's okay to start small,
Hmm.
right? Because that small ends up to something very big. I
Right.
know when I started my personal journey, I was just everything free. I was just all on it. I was all on it. I remember when I was turning 30 and I wanted to start a business. And I lived in Michigan at that time because Michigan's my hometown.
Hmm.
And I would go to all these little free entrepreneur seminars, like wherever they were having them in the city, I was there.
Right.
And by the time I started my first business, I remember the CPA firm I used to do my accounting. They was like, "Oh my God, how do you know how to do all this stuff?" Because I had went to all these free seminars at different
Right.
libraries,
Yeah.
gathering all this information. So I tell people, go find out what's free, find out the information. Some things may not cost as much, maybe a little cost. But sometimes you meet some
Hmm.
great people. You never know who you're going to cross paths with. So that's why networking is so powerful too,
Right.
because sometimes you can trade services, right? I'll show you this if you show me that, and it's no money involved, and you're building a beautiful relationship that can come in time. You never know when those relationships are going to be really powerful and help you.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Networking is very, very important. Information is power. The difference between those who are doing well and those who are not doing well is information, because it is the information that you have that would help you go to the next level. I agree with you on that. Thank you so much. And now, for you are an author.
Yes, I am the author.
How many books?
I have two books out. Well, Download Your Truth, Four Steps from Living Within. It's a publication actually about my personal journey. And so it talks about how I grew spiritually, how I grew my personal development journey, and to become a better version of myself. And so I wrote that book about some tools, how you can find out your truth, where you are in your faith,
Yeah,
because
what's the title of the first one?
Download Your Truth,
Download Your Truth.
Four Steps to Live from Within. So that's the whole book. That's the title and the subtitle.
Okay, Download Your Truth, Four Steps
Uh-huh. To live from within.
to Live from Within.
Yes, and that's on Amazon.
Okay.
And then my other book is more of an affirmations journal.
Mhm.
It says, think the best, let go of the rest.
Think the best,
Let go of the rest.
let go of the rest. Wow. That's a great topic. Let go of the rest.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's life. That's how life is supposed to be. Think the best and let go of the rest. Do not fret over things you cannot handle. Focus on those you can handle. I love this. So where can they find these books? Are they both on Amazon?
Yes, they are.
Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to us right now via podcast, or if you're watching us via Facebook, YouTube, please go ahead and purchase these books. Download Your Truth, Four Steps to Live from Within. That's the first one. It's a book by LaTrenda George. And the second one is Think the Best, Let Go of the Rest. They are both available on Amazon. And do you have any coaching program that you offer?
Yes, I offer a coaching program. It's basically about just living authentically.
Great.
And I do a course on Teachable, just really teaching people, and it's a coaching part based in that, where you're just teaching people how to really understand who they are and embrace their own power. You
Right.
know, I think in life, if you know the when you have the ball with the rubber bands around it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so usually how you form that ball, you take a smaller ball or a bowl or something, and you just keep covering it with rubber bands,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so I look at that's how life is. We're born and we get all these conditioning from our parents, society, all these things, and we get labeled, we get betrayed, we get hurt, heartbroken. And so really to really embrace your life, at some point you have to let those rubber bands pop off and go back to the core of who you truly are. And
Right.
out of that experience, you can create so much more. But it does
Yes.
take work. It does take work.
Great, great, great. So, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Um,
You
could
can
you please
find me
share?
on Instagram at LaTrenda George, on Twitter. Everything's at LaTrenda George, and www.latrendageorge.com. I'm on LinkedIn. And so I would love for people to connect with me. I give out daily inspiration on Instagram, is where I spend the majority of my time.
Okay, on Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, great, great, and thank you for all you do, because right now the world needs more people like yourself who would motivate and inspire people and give them some form of hope. Because right now, the level of depression has increased globally, the level of anxiety has increased globally, the level of hunger and the level of domestic violence has
Mhm.
increased globally. So, right now, people like you are very valuable to give hope to the hopeless. So thank you so much for all you do. I really do appreciate you for joining me on this program. And I hope when next I invite you, you would come and share some wonderful um, messages with our people out there,
Thank
just
you
like
so
you've done
much.
today.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to spend time on the morale booster. I love it. I
Thank
love
you
that
so
name.
much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure sharing, and I know you have gained something from this lady, right? Don't just be that person who listens, who learns and learns and learns and never acts on what you have learned. There's so many people out there who do that. This is your time to put it to test. This is your time for you to take that information that you have gained or gathered, that knowledge that you have acquired. This is the time for you to take that knowledge and use it for your own good. Because when things are okay with you, there is a possibility that you would also influence and impact the next person to you. Always remember, success is not a destination, it is a journey. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Go out there and shine your light. God bless you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember to like and share this broadcast, because you might be saving the life of just that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message we just delivered. Take care of yourself, and God bless you. Bye, everybody.